Assalamu alaikum and warm welcome to 9th class students in my video lecture once again. We are discussing a chapter that is Socialism in Europe and Russian Revolution. In the last video lectures, we discussed a number of subtopics of this chapter. For example, liberals, radicals and conservatives. Then the coming of socialism to Europe. After that, we discussed support for socialism, various ideas regarding socialism. And the last lecture that was discussed by us, it was a turbulent time for Russia, in which we studied about Bloody Sunday, when 300 workers were wounded and 100 killed. And with this, we also discussed 1905 revolution, in which we studied about Duma, that is elected consultative parliament of Russia. Now today, we are also going to discuss its important subtopic, that is the First World War and the Russian Empire. This topic is having two parts. The first part is First World War and second part is Russian Empire. This topic is all about the impact of World War I on Russian Empire. How did Russian Empire got affected by First World War? Let us discuss World War first. My dear students, in 1914, the First World War was fought between Germany, Austria and Turkey on one side. They were called Central Powers. And on the other side, it was France, Britain and Russia. They were called Allied Powers. That means, in 1914, a war between Central Powers, which was comprised of Germany, Austria and Turkey, and Allied Powers comprised of France, Britain and Russia, this is simply called as First World War. We can't discuss here First World War in detail because we are having shortage of time. My dear students, in the initial stages of First World War, that means when it was the initial stage of World War First, the people supported Tsar Nicholas II, who was the king of Russia. But when the war progressed, when it entered into the second stage, he refused to consult Duma, that is elected consultative parliament of Russia, was not consulted by Tsar Nicholas II. He refused to consult it. That's why during the First World War, Russian autocracy gained unpopularity. On the other hand, Russian armies suffered greatly in the hands of German and Austrian armies. Right? I will recapitulate. जब पहला स्टेज बिगनिंग स्टेज चल रहा था फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर का, तो लोगों ने सपोर्ट किया सर निकोलस सेकंड का. लेकिन जब वॉर ने प्रोग्रेस किया, when it entered into the second stage, then the people refused to support Tsar Nicholas II because he refused to consult the elected consultative parliament of Russia. Right? That's why the Russian autocracy gained unpopularity. On the other hand, Russian armies suffered greatly in the hands of German and Austrian armies. Right? My dear students, let me understand here. ये Russian autocracy की unpopularity gain करना, and on the other hand, when Russian armies suffered greatly in the hands of German and Austrian armies. This is the impact of World War I on Russia. Right? Now, moving forward, the First World War impacted both agricultural and industrial production in Russia. That means both agricultural and industrial production of Russia was affected by World War I. How? Here is an image. यहाँ पे इस इमेज में आप देख सकते हो. It is impact of the World War I on Russia. Agricultural and industrial production declined. And there is how. It is because several people participated in the war. That's why many shops, industries and small shops were closed down. जब large number of people war में शामिल हुए, जब वो busy थे war लड़ने में, then what happened? Many industries, small shops were closed down. This was also the impact of First World War on Russia. As they retreated, the Russian army destroyed crops and buildings. This destruction of crops and buildings led to over 3 million refugees in Russia. This is an adverse effect of the war. As they retreated, the Russian army destroyed crops and buildings, and with the destruction of these crops and buildings, this led to over 3 million refugees in Russia. Right? You know, Russia's own industries were few in number. That means there were few industries in Russia. There were not large number of industries in Russian country. And the country was cut off from other industrial countries. Why so? Because by 1916, railway lines were disrupted. Railway lines were disconnected because of First World War. And when the railway lines were disconnected by 1916, what happened? As a result of this, there were labor shortages as well. So Russia में एक और problem हुई. It was the problem of shortages. Problem of shortage of labor, right? तो क्या हुआ? जब labor available नहीं था, तो industrial production as well as the agricultural production of Russia got declined, and it was due to the First World War. Now, we will move this chapter more forward in the coming lectures. Hope you will stay connected with me. Thank you. Have a nice day.